Hi everybody and welcome back to our second day of Powerful Words. Yesterday we had the word overjoyed. I hope you managed to come up with some exciting examples. Today we have a new word. Now I think the picture on this one is quite good. Hopefully you can try and work out what it is. Today's word is tangled. Tangled. So if you want to pause the video and have a think about what that might mean, you can. Tangled is an adjective and it means twisted or knotted, like a fly trapped in a spider's web. And as you can see there is a lovely picture of a spy trapped in a spider's web. So we've got a little clip for you today to help us try and remember the word tangled. As you can see, this family's not having much luck with hoses at the moment. Yes, might need to do something about that. Anyway, so let's move on then and let's think about the synonyms and the word pairs to go with the word tangled. Okay, let's see if we can work out the synonyms and the word pairs. Let's have a look at the synonyms first. So we can use a sentence to help us work out if they are synonyms or not. So if we think about Mrs. Holmes was tangled in the hose, we've got knotted. Mrs. Holmes was knotted in the hose. Well, okay, it works. It's not as good as tangled though, is it? But we could use it if it was perhaps something else happening in the sentence. We've got twisted. Mrs. Holmes was twisted in the hose. Okay, yeah, it's quite specific, twisted though. And tangled still sounds better, doesn't it? We've got muddled. Mrs. Holmes was muddled in the hose. I think Mrs. Holmes was generally muddled, but yeah, okay, it works. Again, tangled isn't quite as good. Mrs. Holmes was Oh, hold on a minute. Now, does that work? It doesn't work, does it? Mrs. Holmes was mess in the hose? No, it doesn't work, doesn't it? So this cannot be a synonym. This mess here, it is not a synonym. Let's cross that out, which means it must be a word pair. So if you're confused about doing your synonyms, remember, try and put them into a sentence to see if they work. Sometimes it is confusing and sometimes it's quite easy to mess up or confuse our synonyms with our word pairs. So now we can try and pair the words together and see if it works. So there's a tangled web, tangled in weeds, her hair was tangled, the knot was tangled, tangled in the undergrowth, it was a tangled wreckage, tangled in the jungle, a tangled heap on the floor maybe, or tangled wire. It was a tangled mess. That does work better, doesn't it? Okay, so here's some sentences that I've come up with. We've got the leads in the iPad trolley were in a tangled mess. Yes, that's not so good, is it? And we've got Mrs. Holland fought her way out as the forest school weeds tangled around her ankles. So, why don't you have a go, see what sentences you can come up with to use the word tangled. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to do that. I think today's word has been quite a nice, easy one, and hopefully you've got some ideas in your head to help you remember and to help you use the word tangle in the future. I will be back tomorrow with our next and last word for this week. I will see you then.